Fresh off the Destiny video, let's go for the jugular of straight up stupid. Do you know who this kid is? Believe it or not, he's probably one of the biggest Democrat operatives on TikTok. If you haven't seen him before, this clip should suffice.
You know, all of these Trump supporters are going to be incredibly disappointed tomorrow night when Donald Trump and Joe Biden debate because they view Donald Trump as a god and they think that Joe Biden is sleepy.
Now keep in mind this clip has a whopping 4.2 million views on X.
But that's not reality.
You don't live in fucking reality, you dweeb.
What is reality is that Donald Trump has not been doing any debate prep. He's not preparing at all, whereas Joe Biden has been doing debate prep for the past 7 days.
Oh, just all of that, just straight into my veins.
And he's been having mock debates every single day and reviewing policy and all that stuff. So what's actually going to happen is that Joe Biden's going to get up on that debate stage and slap Donald Trump around for 90 minutes. And then all of these Trump supporters are going to be incredibly sad over his performance. They'll never admit this, but they know it's true.
Are you high or just incredibly stupid?
The amount of paper you must be greased with or acid you're dropping to voluntarily put all of that into the public sphere. But hold on, I'm going to make this even dumber because believe it or not, we can get even stupider than this. This kid was on Piers Morgan's Uncensored.
But we actually have now somebody joining us who is pro-Biden and thinks that he won last night. It's the TikToker Harry Sison. Harry, you think Biden won last night?
1%.
Yeah, no, I did, definitely. On the substance of the conversation, Biden won.
Kid, you're 21 years old. You don't know jack shit about politics. When Trump was elected, you were praying to hit puberty. By the looks of it, you still are. You wouldn't know substance if a drop kicked your nutsack and you started growing facial hair.
His policy was pragmatic, it was logical.
You don't know what either of those words mean. Name one. I can't even recall a single policy that he even advocated for. And neither can he.
And Donald Trump just lied the entire time. Is incapable of telling the truth, is incapable of actually laying out policy. He didn't talk about how he's going to make the American people's lives better.
Doesn't need to, he was president already.
He just, said that, January 6th didn't happen. He talked about the election. He said that overturning Roe is a great thing and forcing 10-year-old girls to give birth is a fantastic thing.
Yeah, he never said any of that. You literally just said he's incapable of telling the truth and then you lie. Fucking hell, it's like a salon piece in real time.
That was Donald Trump's debate. So on the substance of the conversation, Joe Biden absolutely prevailed.
Can you give even a single example of the substance you speak of, kid?
Right, but the problem you've got is I saw the CNN fact checkers on Joe Biden's public statements last night, and it was just untruth after untruth after untruth.
Oh, I'm not sitting here telling you that Joe Biden tells the truth every single time he speaks, or that he gets every single number right and every single statistic right.
He gets most of them wrong.
Yeah, well, naturally, he lies constantly about his own life, repeatedly, has done for years on end now. Why on earth would he suddenly tell the truth about his own administration, which he is totally running, and he definitely knows what's going on? Pragmatic and logical, you said, lad.
That's not true. To compare Joe Biden's lies to Donald Trump's lies is laughable. Trump told over 30,000 lies during his presidency, averaging around 20 a day, and he showed that last night when he lied about every single thing he talked about.
That is yet another lie. But pray tell, why did CNN not fact-check him, but rather Joe Biden then? And also, who on earth believes that 30,000 lie stat? It's less than 30,000 on average if you did the math, by the way.
Lying doesn't win debates.
You were saying, kid?
Yeah, but the problem is, if you're going to use lying or misleading the public with
Look at this. Even his son and this chick here is laughing at this kid.
Statements against a candidate, you've got to make sure your own candidate speaks with unforked tongue. I mean, Biden, barely a week goes by.
Aw, look at his son. He's so smug that he's not the stupidest person on the panel anymore, isn't he? Then again, Cenk is there, so it's kind of a toss-up, let's be honest.
Without him saying something which is immediately proven to be untrue. I mean, only like 2 weeks ago, he was claiming that his uncle was shot down and eaten by cannibals. None of that ever happened. He wasn't shot down and he wasn't eaten by cannibals.
Did he actually say that? How did I miss that? That's insane.
I mean, I just think that this idea that Trump's the only one whose statements can't be trusted is just not true. Last night, again and again, I'm not denying that Trump made a series of untrue statements. He does that. He barrels through and hopes that the big messages about the border and so on kick home, and they probably do, actually, with many Americans. But if Biden's going to play the lying card as a pro-Biden thing against Trump, he's got to tell the truth and get his numbers right. He can't then have a fact check from CNN, which was painful to watch last night. It went on and on and on. Almost every statistic he came out with was completely wrong.
That wasn't harrowing to watch. It was great.
Yeah, but Pierce, I mean, let's be real here. Like, if you're
one-
lying,
did you
if
see
you
the
get
one where he said
one
the-
sec, Vinny, you look like a. Relax, buddy. If you're getting a number incorrect, right?
when-
if you're getting a
when
number
Trump- hey, hold
incorrect,
on.
that's like a very
so 7
small
years ago,
one.
7
Hold
years
on now,
when
I'm
Trump
not
was
done
in,
yet. I'm
how
not
old
done
were you,
yet.
10
Excuse
years
me, you
old?
right there.
Were you 10 years old, Harry?
What was that?
How old were you when Trump won? 10 years old? 7
Vinny,
years
you
ago, you were
look
10
you
years
look like
old,
you're about
bro.
to explode.
You don't know
Relax.
what the hell you're talking about.
Take a breather.
That's not
Take
relevant.
Hassan was right to
His
call.
about. You
age
have
isn't relevant.
makeup.
He's entitled to his
Hassan,
opinion.
listen.
Come on.
Of course, a woman has to step in and protect the baby.
Listen, I know Hassan's a big fan
Yeah,
of mine. He
you're
was
10
right to
years
call you
old.
out for looking like you're about to explode. It's okay, no problem here.
Yeah, you were 10
no,
years
look,
old when
you have
Trump
to, you have to
won.
level.
You were
Get
10
him,
years old.
Harry.
And what are you, like 80? Like, relax, buddy. Take a breather. You're okay. I promise. It's okay.
Ooh,
Take
that
a
was
breather.
so good.
Zen,
so
Zen,
good.
yoga.
Biden's
Yoga's
a-
good.
Biden-
Yoga's
last
good.
night Biden
Yoga's
was
good.
full of
Can I
shit.
just say, it doesn't, I don't actually.
I'm not even gonna lie, my expression is a hell of a lot like Jenks's watching this. I have to ask, am I the only one mortified watching all of this? I don't mean just this video, I mean the current state of man. A corrupt fossil who everyone knows isn't in charge of a damn thing. A puppet who can't even talk, continuously being pushed into this by his drug-addicted son hooked on crack and prostitutes to keep him out of jail, and a cantankerous old lech with an insatiable lust for power as we bear witness to the empire crumbling in real time. Listening to a bunch of clueless idiots, including some 21-year-old slosh regime stooge, as if this ignorant little git knows anything about politics, which begs the question, why the hell is he even there? He's introduced as someone who thinks Biden won, so I assume he's either a spaced-out shill, or he's brought on for comic relief, which again, all things considered, looks utterly absurd. This is what he said at the end.
Why are you the only person I've heard in the last 24 hours who's not crying because the performance was so horrendous on the Democrat side?
I don't know. You have to talk to the people that you're surrounded by.
No,
I'm
I'm talking
not
about Thomas
somebody, in my
Friedman
view.
and Frank Bruni and all the
Yeah, that's great.
all the Democrats supporting
That's great.
writers for the New York Times and so on. Literally all of them, Van Jones at CNN, they're all crying because it was so bad it brought tears to their eyes. You appear to have watched a pretty different debate. You're happy. You thought it was great. He's going to win a triumphant victory. No, he's not, Harry. Wake up.
Yeah, I don't have the mentality of like, oh, something didn't go our way, now we have to pout and cry. I have the mentality of, well, if something didn't go our way and that's the way it's perceived, let's get to work. Get out there and get a clipboard and go get some signatures and go door to door. Don't sit here and sit in our own sadness. Let's get to work, as opposed to writing in the New York Times that it didn't go the way we wanted it to.
I agree with you. Actually, that is the right response, and I admire that attitude.
That's not an attitude, that's the manifestation of youthful delusion. This is the first election cycle this kid can even vote in. Why are you giving this prepubescent dork airtime, Piers? He's openly declaring himself to be more optimistic than political insiders who've been in politics for longer than he's been alive. Again, absurdity. Be aware, whenever you see these people, the regime is very, very aware of their existence. If you see people come out of nowhere, growing rapidly after an unusually short time span, and they're everywhere, there's a very high chance they're being paid by the state, or they have connections with the state. Probably both. You can usually tell because they never ever color outside the lines. Everything is pre-approved, state-approved, nothing edgy, very safe and very dull and boring. Unless, of course, they're trying to push the propaganda after this debate performance, in which case it becomes so retarded you just have to laugh at it. There was a meme I saw a while ago. You either hide your power level and get called controlled opposition, or you show it and get called a Fed, which is a damn accurate meme. Which makes me wish to ask the obsequious tyke, what are you getting paid? How much is your soul worth that you can just lie this brazenly to everyone without a shred of shame? To me, there is something sociopathic about people who will lie in such a pathological manner and openly broadcast it to the world, and do so at the behest of an objectively evil regime. In all honesty, though, I don't think most people have much conviction in this crap. They're not true believers in anything but a paycheck. They're mercenaries. If the regime comes to pass, these would hold no loyalty to anything except their own necks. Remember the reaction of the fat dude assistant in Demolition Man after Cocteau got killed? It'll basically be that. Say what you like about Donald Trump. Yes, he embellishes. Yes, he's a showman. Yes, he has his own style. But he knows how to put on a show, and he's got confidence. What you may think is unpresidential-like and unpolished because he fires from the hip a lot translates into authenticity, which really, really resonates with his crowd, especially when you're standing next to a corpse. Screaming, "Oh, he's a liar," and the mean orange man doesn't work after he was already president, you idiots. There's no enthusiasm for Biden. The man got 81 million votes. And my blood is made of coffee. Trump got more votes in 2020 than he did in 2016. I would imagine, absent, he's probably going to get even more because no one wants to vote for the other guy. After 4 years, what does he have to show for it? Nothing. He's objectively worse than his predecessor by every meaningful metric. I can't think of a single issue that matters to sane people, which excludes women basically, that he polls on better than Trump. Gonna be a fun end of year, people. Cheers for watching, and once again, I apologize for nothing.